He said Travis came down when they was working on the Clipse album in Paris. Travis came out in his little Utopia briefcase, and he's like, he just jumped in the session. Nobody really like invited him. He had been begging Pharrell, like, I want to play you this album. I want to play you this album. So he came out there, and he just joins in on that session and starts playing the album. So he plays the whole album. He plays the Meltdown record without Drake on it. So, yeah. So then it comes out and it got Drake on it, and then Drake is dissing Pharrell.
Yeah.
So he like, you begged Pharrell, you came up there, you purposely left off this verse because that would look crazy.
Yeah.
And that's corny. And he
What
said
if
that
he
was
just
corny.
didn't have the Drake verse yet?
I mean, that could,
just to play devil's advocate.
That could be a thing, but
Could
then
be.
like if you just did that, man, I was just with Pharrell and this nigga now dissing him on my album, I would probably tell him like, hey nigga, hey you, I know you dissing this man's, but I fucks with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
I think he thought he was a neutron in the whole situation.
Well, here's a whole lot of situations where Travis Scott has tried to play the neutron.
Yeah.
He did it with Kanye with the Drake thing.
Yeah, he did.
Drake dissed Kanye on his record too. Drake just get on Travis Scott records and like, who can I diss today?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
I agree.
Like, yeah, I got my feature. And I'm gonna
Right.
use this
To diss
to
your
come at
friend.
somebody.
Right.
Oh, Travis on me on that? Okay, I'm beefing with this nigga. I just do it on this nigga record.
I'm gonna put that on my album.
Nah, so the new record, So Be It, he ended up dissing him. He said, nigga, you died. You died in my arms. You cried in my arms.
Crazy, dog. Like, just sit there and just be saying, dog, like, you gotta love Pusha T, bro.
Yeah, man.
I mean, somebody's got to do it. Pharrell ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
he ain't
true.
got no street in him. So
And
he's just,
I think just Push just he don't care.
And the thing is, like, Travis Scott not gonna respond.
He better
like,
not,
you
dog.
know, yeah, nobody even want to
That's
hear that.
suicide, B.
He's
That's
not
suicide.
that. He's not to that caliber. Like, yeah, it's not. It's one of those things. It's like, okay, you dissed him, but nigga can't swing back.
Yeah.
It's like Eminem disses.
I can still beat your ass. That's what that is.
Eminem be dissing niggas is like, you don't even want to hear them respond. It's just funny
Like, yeah,
to hear.
just don't do it, bro.
It's funny to hear Eminem diss him.
Just take it.
Yeah, but we don't want to hear it.
Just
I don't want to hear it.
take
I don't want to
it.
hear it.
Yeah,
I don't
even
want to hear the MG Kelly response.
Even though Mariah Carey made her Eminem diss a hit.
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
But that's Mariah Carey.
Obsessed. Which I heard Eminem wanted Mariah Carey to play his mom in 8 Mile.
Really?
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
She's too glamorous for that shit, bro.
It's kind of weird because Eminem piped her, and I guess he wasn't.
that is
Like, I
weird.
want you to be my mom. Yeah, like mommy issues. Like,
You owe me, baby.
And I guess he wasn't ready, so it was like a
that's
bad.
crazy.
It was like a bad one time,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just started dissing the shit out of her.
Right.
But
Went
yeah,
nuts.
man. Listen, Trav, you had to get dissed. It is what it is, man. I just watched on Netflix the whole Astroworld catastrophe. You know
was
what I'm
there.
saying?
I was there.
You was at Astroworld?
Firsthand, I was there.
You didn't get trampled?
No, yeah, I remember.
you survived
talked about it.
I'm
Astroworld?
gonna survive Astroworld, bro.
Shit.
That's crazy, bro.
I was
Did you see the
definitely-
doc?
Yeah, I saw the doc. I remember all of that shit. But what's so funny is that like within me seeing, like, I didn't really notice any of it until like after the fact. I saw a lot of the surging and all of that, but you didn't really think of it.
Surging?
Like the crowd,
Like
surge.
the wave. No,
Yeah,
like when you
it's like the way, like when you go to a festival and the way you see music and the way that people hear music is two different things. Like I hear something differently from the person that's all the way in the front. So you can see people jumping and it looks like a wave, bro. Like because everybody hears
The
it at a
reaction
different
to
time.
They're hearing it later.
Oh.
in the
Because
back.
it's so big, you know what I'm saying? Pause.
It's like an echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
You see the actual
I say some kids
propagation
probably
of
from like
sound.
fucking losing their life at that shit. Because, you know what I'm saying, when I was there, like we was, you know, it was funny, like the person I was with was like, you know, we've seen Travis Scott like 4 times. Like this isn't really a big deal. Like the rest of the show, because this was like the first day. Like, which is weird for you to perform on the first day.
They didn't have a second day.
They did have a
because-
second day.
No, they had to cancel the 2nd
I'm
day.
trying to say, but listen to me. Let me finish. What I'm
Okay.
saying is it's weird to have Travis Scott on a first day.
Yeah.
Period. Like, why would you have him the first day? Usually a person whose show it is Dreamville or anything like
Yeah,
that.
they
He
were
goes
performing
last.
last day. Yep.
He was first, and he had everybody like waiting at the stage that was the Utopia stage or whatever. With
He
the
was
mountain.
the only one to perform on that.
He was the only
stage.
person that performed on that stage. Everybody else, we were at this other small stage. It was like it was big, but it was still like a smaller stage than that. So like everybody was at that one stage the whole entire time, and then like people had already been sitting there. She was just like, yo, like let's just go get the merch, because you know that's all I really care about. Let's go get the merch. Bro, so I'm buying out the store. Like, first off, it was a line down the street around the corner, and then a timer starts going down.
What's the timer?
Meaning it was like
Travis Scott.
a minute before Travis Scott goes on stage. Like,
Yeah.
he provoked a little bit of this. So, like,
Panic.
they all ran left. Boy, we eased our ass down the yellow brick road, bro, and went straight to the front, walked in. They started playing. I bought 2 of everything at the merch table in a size medium. Let me get 2 of them. And a Nerf gun. Let me get it, right? I'm with these shorties, and I told them not to go. One of them was this little white shorty was with this black chick, and he was kind of mad at her for letting me talk them out because they homies was in the front. Yeah. But he ended up getting a tour shirt, so he was okay with it. So, like, all of us, including the people that was, like, selling the merch, we all left. I got, like, a Nerf gun, bro, in my hand, a Travis Scott Astroworld Nerf gun. I'm walking back. We sit in the back. We watching the Drake come out on the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can hear this is when all the panic is going on.
Yeah.
Bro, turned around. Fireworks came on. Drake's like, we out of here. Turned around, walked with my big-ass Nerf gun right back to my room, right across the street from NRG Stadium, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Got about 10 calls that morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. I'm cussing motherfuckers out. Like, why are you calling me at 6 in the morning on vacation? You know I'm on vacation. They're like, you okay? I'm like, what do you mean am I okay? It's like, nigga, turn on the news, man. Like, 9 people just died at Astroworld. I'm like, what? Turned on that shit, and sure enough, bro, we didn't get Whataburger or whatever they got down. Like, we didn't at Uber Eats, smoke 2-3 blunt, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, you know, like, we didn't went through the whole process, fell asleep.
Didn't even notice.
Didn't even know any of this. Then we finally go to the other side of the hotel by the elevator shaft where you can see there's a window there so you can see out. Number ambulance, police officers, everything. And it's so funny, too, because, like, you would have thought that we would have heard, because we literally were, like, walking distance to it. That's the reason why I got this room, because it was, like, a 4-minute walk to Astroworld.
Yeah.
You would have thought that we would have heard all of that, all of the ambulances and all of that. But comes to find out, we're in the medical district. Wasn't even paying attention to that shit. There was ambulances coming in and out all day.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
that's
even have
crazy
known, bro.
because, like, at first it was like 8 people
Yeah.
that died at the hospital, and then a couple days later people died as well. So I think it was like a total of like 10 or something like that.
And what's crazy is that, like, with the shorty, the little kid that died, like, and I seen multiple, like, little kid shorties that was there, like 6, 7s, 8s, whatever. Like, what the fuck are y'all at a Travis Scott show?
Yeah.
What time would the people like start dying? Like at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, what
Towards
the
the
time
end?
that Travis go on?
Yeah.
Probably about 9. He was the last act.
And then it kept going after him?
No, it was over
done.
with. It was done. He was an ending act for the day one. So the next day, it was like all types of people were supposed to be up performing, like Chief Keef and like everybody else.
But they canceled it though.
Yeah,
they canceled the show.
it. Yep. They said they had this dude there that's like he does like the crowd thing, and so after the fact, his thing is safety protocol. So he was looking, he's like, man, the thing is they had this stage that wasn't being used, and how it was set up, they had the scissor show that went right before the Travis Scott show.
And now let me tell you something about that. It was fucking death trying to get from that scissor show to Travis Scott. Now, mind you, I'm a fester. Y'all know I go to fest all the time, so I know the protocol is to stay on the outskirts. I'm old. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be jumping around in the front and shit like that. So, like, I've been to so many of them, and I've seen people pass out, and I've seen this shit happen so many times. Best thing is to stay on the outskirts, watch the goddamn Jumbotron, and enjoy the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was like a bottleneck coming from SZA to Travis that was like the most, like, it took your breath away type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Claustrophobic.
Bro, it took you about like at least like 10 minutes to get through this bottleneck.
Shit.
And it wasn't that far. And the thing is like how he had the stage set up. It was like not like it was more wide than it was long. You know, like most festivals stage be long.
Yeah,
this was like more wide than it was. So you still packing all these people into like this small confined spot, even though it's wide and long and it goes all the way around. You know?
Yeah. So they showed the diagram and it said from people coming from the Scissor Show, they're all coming into this one section. There's another whole section fenced off on the other side. But immediately coming from the Scissor performance, everybody's going to like pile up in this section, right? And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
So everybody piled up. And if you ever been to a show or festival or anything like that, you know, once the person gets on stage, the crowd moves.
It gets compressed.
Yes.
This one was about 15 minutes before that shit happened. I want to say that's probably the reason why I went to the merch tent.
Yeah.
To get the fuck out of that, because it was just too much. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I went to see Kendrick at the Congress Theater before Congress went out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we was all there. That was for the
with Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
We standing up there, kind of. Q was there with me too. We standing up in the front. When Kendrick came on, the crowd pushed us at like 10 feet forward.
That's why I'm fucking around.
And you don't have no control over it.
Yeah.
You just moving with the crowd.
You have to, or you're gonna get trampled. You'll fall over and get trampled, bro.
Yeah, so man, it was so crazy and just.
And there's people caught up in the front against the gate that they were like pulling up on the other side of the gate because they were getting crushed from the force from everybody in the front. They were getting crushed.
Looking
So
at that video,
you know what I'm saying? Pulling them up from the front of the gate. It was crazy shit, bro. Like.
Yeah, and you
Like
had
it was the most like not put together like logistics wise.
Yeah.
It was terribly put together.
and you had people from the crowd jumping up where the cameraman is and telling them stop the show, stop the show. People was dying out here.
And this place is not a small like area. I just think the way that they set the shit up was terrible.
Yeah, it was wrong.
Because it was so much room, like because there's a carnival there too when you go to it. So it's
Yeah,
a full carnival.
yeah.
Like the carnival area was over off to the other side. Oh, there's so much room over there. Like I don't understand why the stages was all the way to the back of the whole shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like going to Lollapalooza or nothing like this, you know?
Yeah, thoughts and prayers to everybody lost their life over there. They also stated over there that the victims, they seen Travis Scott's apology. They didn't like his apology, which it looked bad for him. Then he had to sit down with Charlemagne after that to try to clear it all up. But nobody has been held accountable for it. Live Nation is the one that threw the event, and they're the ones that they have text messages and everything stating that, yo, hey, this is getting out of control. Like somebody's gonna die. And like the one person that was texting, I guess the main person over there was like, I just want to be on record saying that I wanted to stop the show.
Document it.
Yup, I want to stop the show. This is not going good. You know what I'm saying?
That apology and shit didn't matter because I went to the next week, I went to Vegas for a day in Vegas Fest, which was like one of the greatest fests like ever that they ended up not doing anymore after that. And Kendrick was performing. This was the first time Kendrick got back on the circuit. After Damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like they had replaced Travis Scott on that whole festival circuit with Post Malone.
Yeah.
So like we went to Day in Vegas, it was Post Malone instead of which was, you know, be honest with you, bro, it's a great show, bro. Post Malone.
I'm sure.
Post Malone puts on a fucking hell of a show, dog. I've seen him like 2 or 3 times now, like he has never disappointed with his drunken Miller Lite or Bud Light drinking, barefoot singing. Yeah. Like he's raw, bro. I ain't gonna front.
But they're saying Live Nation went on to do the next Travis Scott concert as well.
With the Utopia one?
Yeah, which grossed like 2.4 billion or something like that.
Bro, let me tell you something. Travis Scott's fans are some of the most loyal fans you can have. Like
I remember for a while, everyone thought the Cactus Jack shoes were gonna come down in price because of that.
No.
They actually stopped a release that was supposed to happen around that time.
Yeah, it was just one, and then right after that they started.
Yeah, it came
because that's a sneaker culture. Like that's a streetwear culture. Like you can't like stop that.
And
bro.
but the thing is, I don't blame Travis Scott. Like Travis Scott is one of those guys that if he sees something in the crowd, he stops the music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, hey, help this person. This person needs help or whatever. He just probably figured, oh, the crowd's rowdy or whatever. That's how his crowds be.
Yeah,
I don't think he knew.
Have you ever been to a Travis Scott concert?
No, I haven't.
So like, if you go to the to the UC to see Travis Scott, the first thing you'll see on the door when you walk in to where your seat is saying this is a high energy concert. If you have epilepsy, we advise you not to go in.
Warnings.
Like
Like you're about to get on
the first 4 words though. This is a high energy concert. Like that's all he does, bro.
That's basically a warning.
It's a warning.
Yeah, so I don't blame him. I blame Live Nation more. So I don't think people should turn against Travis.
Well, they get Live Nation paid the $5 billion or whatever they had to get out the jam.
Yeah, for sure. But people
I don't know. I feel like it's hard for the security to pinpoint where something's gonna happen.
Well, you couldn't get in
they
there, dog.
They had security on this documentary talking about it. He there wasn't really enough of us.
There's no way even to get in there though. If you would have saw how compressed this shit was, bro. There is no. If somebody was like fucking passing out, and what they have is like these walking ambulances. Bro, it's man. First off, you got like
these people can't even move. You can't. You're just like jammed in
mosh
there.
pitting and shit. Like they can't even get over there to get to the person that's like.
Yeah, you couldn't. They had like a little T section where the crowd couldn't get in there, but people were smashed up against the fence, and it was so tight in there. They was trying to literally pull people up out of there.
Yeah.
And the paramedic, they had one of the paramedic dudes. He was like, "I thought this was gonna be an easy day. I thought I was just gonna see Travis Scott walk through, help the occasional person or whatever." He's like. But I helped one person. I had to resuscitate him. And I was like, once I finished resuscitating him, I was like, okay, cool. I feel vitals and everything. He said, I looked over and it's like all the other paramedics was helping other people too.
Yeah.
And I understood that this was a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Like it's one on top of the other. And for the victim's family, sometimes it's like you tossing money out there, but nobody's still held accountable of this, and they still going to thrive and flourish in their endeavors.
Travis Scott is back on a tour circuit, doing well,
which he should be. But Live Nation, whoever's sending those text messages like, "Yo, we need to stop this," and the person that didn't decide to just keep it going, that person to me needs to be held responsible.
Yeah, something.